what it is. It's your guy, Rhett, Butler, and this. Well, this is that pretty left hook. Hit you in your goddamn liver, fool. Man, listen, check it out. A.B., the problem child, Adrien Broner. He went on $1 million worth of game. You know what it is, Gilly, Wallow, all of that, talking the shenanigans. But, man, I'm going to talk to you about some real stuff right now, all right? Like, seriously, though. We're going to slow all the hype down. We're going to slow all the pop culture down. We're going to start talking about some reality rap right now. Most of the time, boxers won't tell you what's really, really going on in their lives. Why is that? Because the game is fed by the fantasy. There's nothing different from boxing than hip-hop, from music, from acting. Everything is about making you believe in the hype, making you believe people hate each other, making you believe people are balling out of control at all times, making you believe instant millionaire status, right? Now, with that being stated, Adrien Broner has had a lot of pitfalls going on in his boxing career. Last time he fought Giovanni Santiago. He actually won the fight, unanimous decision, Mohegan Sun Casino. That was back in 2021. Okay. But before that, he was on a path to greatness. When I say path to greatness, he fought Manny Pacquiao. Now, let me tell you something. If you fight Floyd Mayweather, I don't even want to say in his prime, just in general, because it's like hitting the lottery. If you fight Manny Pacquiao, again, I don't want to say in his prime, because it's like hitting the lottery. You're up. What's the song? If it's up, then it's stuck. Yeah, you up. You got to do a lot to mess that bag up. Broner talked a lot, right? And we actually thought he was going to do some real things against Pacquiao. He got size on him. Everybody knows his natural ability. But once the hype went down and they got in the ring, Pacquiao does what he always does. Move fast, jab, 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 pop, pop, pop. And Broner took the loss. Unanimous loss, too. He didn't even look good in the fight, to be quite honest. Some of those reasons came out potentially in the $1 million worth of game episode. And I want to tell everybody, y'all should go see this. You know what I'm saying? I support everybody that's doing anything in the podcast world. This was a really insightful conversation these guys had, mainly because something that Broner alluded to in the past about mental illness or mental health, that he wanted to, check out a little bit from boxing and figure that out. He went into what he was doing during that time period, which was basically incubating his vices, drinking. He talked about going on benders. He talked about basically being addicted to alcohol. He said he's never done a drug in his life, but that he turned to the bottle. He loves the club. He loves partying. We all know he loves getting into trouble in strip clubs. He talked about the lawsuits, all the money he's lost in the game, taking care of too many people, holding the hood down with the drinks in the club and in the, tricking on shorties and this, that, and the third.
Yo.
Said he bought a lot of Prezzies, a lot of Daytonas. These are watches if y'all don't know, because you slow. He did a lot. He said he bought some situations at night with the short. He did some things. He lived his life. But at the end of the day, what he really said was that the way he was getting paid from the premier boxing champions and Al Haymon specifically, he said by name, the man in boxing, the guy that everybody knows can make you or break you, but most people say they get made by Al Haymon. He said he got broken and actually financially broke by Al Haymon. He said it got to the point where he was going to be making a certain amount of money. That's what they would agree on. And then by his words, again, I have no proof of this. I'm 100% basing this on A.B.'s words. Al Haymon started spoon feeding him paper. $10,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $3,000 a month, $2,500, $1,000. Then he said when he got to $500 and $250, I'm sorry, a day. I said a month. I meant a day. $5,000 a day, $2,500 a day, $1,000 a day, $500 a day. But he said when he got to $250 a day, He said at that point his depression was such that he was spending the whole 250, taking all his friends to the liquor store, getting wasted, waiting for the next morning for the next 250. Nothing in his bank account, no boxing on the horizon, not going to the gym. His coach Kevin Cunningham down in South Florida, who's been like an uncle to him, he calls him Unc, wasn't checking on him. Kevin stopped trying to even follow up on him, saying, I don't need to follow up on you. I'm good. I can go to my boat or train my other boxers that actually give a damn about their career. And AB said he just kept sinking deeper and deeper into the abyss. In this case, the alcohol bottle. But at some point, he said Kevin Cunningham pulled it back, started cleaning them up, getting them ready. He said he'd fall off the wagon for sure. We already know. But at some point, he went cold turkey. Then everything started, in his words, looking up. He said he signed a new deal with a guy. I forgot the guy's name, but he said the guy made him an offer. But what we do know and what was publicized is that AB signed with Don King. Now, I got to be honest with you. This information came out like March 15th or 16th. And when it came out, me, most boxing writers, most people that really know the sport, we was looking at this like, why are you playing yourself? I mean, listen, at the end of the day, Don King is 91 years old. He's famous as hell. He's rich as hell. He's known for obviously doing some of the biggest fights to ever happen on the planet. Rumble in the Jungle, Thriller in Manila. Obviously, Mike Tyson's early career. We know who this guy is. But we also know him as one of the biggest thieving promoters in the game. And you don't have to say that about a really black man. You know I don't want to talk trash about anybody that looks like me. But Don King was about that bread, period. And if you wasn't on your P's and Q's, if you wasn't reading your paperwork, his job was not to educate you. You got to hire an attorney for that. He's a hustler's hustler, baby. I mean, it is what it is. Real hustlers, they expect you to come to the street, game bread. If you're not game bread, you're going to get game fed, baby. That means you food, period. And that's what Don King did to many people. So for AB, who has just admitted that he had a crazy alcohol situation, he was living off sometimes $250 a day with nothing else in the bank after making millions of dollars. His former company's called About Billions. He has no fights on the horizon. He just had a fight almost with Hank Lundy in Atlanta on BOK Prime, dropped out the fight. Then we see you signing with Don King. You go on Gillian Wallow. You start talking about all this, what's going on in your life, and you're 3 months sober, and it's kind of still fresh. And you sign with Don King, who we know, if you have any level of vices, he's going to exploit the weakness. That's a fact. So my main thing with AB, and I'm saying this from the heart, I've been around AB a few times. Not the best interactions. That's not a shot, not throwing shade. He's just in his own world. One time in DC at Headbangers Gym, good interview, cool guy. I'm not mad at you. Seen him in the game. Sometimes he's chill, sometimes he's not. There's a media personality. We all know how it goes. You got to be the character when the camera's on. But what I am saying is this: Don King is the godfather of the Sharks. AB still vulnerable. We also got to understand something. We're talking boxing right now. AB, you're not a young man, sir. I mean, you're getting up there in age. I mean, at the end of the day, what we don't want to do is start having the downslide of our career with people that are known to take advantage of people on the downside of their career. So at 33 years old, which I hate, it's boxing. I hate to call a man old, because 33, you're a young man. But in boxing, with 40 fights, multiple time world champion, multiple weight classes, call some L's, not bad L's, but call some L's. Has some issues, alcohol, other issues. We want to definitely make sure that we understand this is a cautionary tale now. And AB, who we love for the shenanigans, right? The brushing of the hair, the crazy statements. He's like the Kanye the Kanye pre-Nazi, pre-Adidas of boxing, right? It was captivating. But boxing has a downside. Sometimes the lights are too bright. The drinks are flowing too much. It's too many shorties. Everybody's in your ear, loving the fact that the party's all day. And you got to remember one thing. A boxer's life is a life of struggle. You could have all the bread in the world, but you still got to be ready to get up. 5 a.m. road work, meaning running outside. Go to eat good food, sleep, drink that water, get up again, sparring, sleep, blah, blah, blah. And if your coach is about it, you going back to the gym before bed again. That's it. There's no rapping. Shout out to Roy Jones. I'm going to always give Roy Jones props. Y'all must have forgot. He can do a lot of things, but y'all not Roy. Y'all not Floyd. Respectfully, not coming for you. Gotta stay focused in this thing right here, man. You have a very short window of time to be a boxer. And when you're doing it, just do that. I hate to say shut up and dribble because that's obviously a negative connotation in any sport. But extreme focus would be the way to say this. And now learning the financial dire straits AB has encountered throughout his career, why he left Al Haymon. By the way, this is the first time we've ever heard anybody talking bad about Al Haymon. Al Haymon looks like the golden goose to most boxers if you have them tell it. And obviously the hood ornament of proof is the Floyd Mayweather career. So let's never negate that. It is what it is. But you know something, nothing's perfect. And there's going to always be struggle. And also, what we do know is codependency is real in any relationship, especially one on that level of the game with that amount of money. I respect AB for being real and authentic in a very vulnerable space during that podcast. I feel like the boxing game needs to really take note and understand what's going on out here. And AB, if you're going to rock with Don King, and you know, there's a picture, they put a picture out of AB with the bread around him, and be careful, my brother. Listen, we don't like to speak ill on anybody. I actually know a lot of people that speak highly of Don King. For y'all who don't know, Rhett Beasy, Fight Services. I've worked a lot in South Florida. I know a lot of folks that had their whole fight career based on Don King Productions. These are mainly white guys, and they all have like production companies or they were back at house guys, but they speak well of Don King. He made their careers. It is what it is. AB, you say your deal is official. You say you're getting $16 off every pay-per-view purchase, plus your guarantee. My brother, at the end of the day, you ain't got that much time left. Be smart with your paper. Continue to chase sobriety. Go past these 3 months. And continue to be honest and vulnerable. Speak your truth, because that's probably the only way you're going to remember not to fall into the hype. Because it's a dirty game, baby. Yeah! Check it out, man. You know what it is. It's your guy, Rhett Butler, man. This is that Pritty Left Hook Up On Game Network. Shout out to my whole Up On Game squad, man. Blanco, Vito, Dustin, Cardo, and, of course, the big homie, LeVar Arrington. Because you know what it does, fool, man. Listen. Check us out all day. Go to upongame.network, man. Subscribe today. Hit that button. Get them emails. Check out these shows. Wednesday, 3 p.m. East Coast. You know what it does. Listen, 6 p.m. East Coast, 3 p.m. West Coast. Sorry about that. Sometimes I'm in a time zone warp because, you know, I live in the future and in the past at the same time, baby. Oh, yay. Listen. Check us out all the time at Pritty Left Hook Podcast on Instagram, at Rhett E. Butler, Insta, and Twitter. Keep coming back. AB, we watching, we supportive. No shade being thrown. Cautionary tales. Young boxers, pay attention. AB, stay focused.